What's up, y'all? Liquid Gamer Gear here, and today we're gonna be taking a look at this DeathStalker V2 Pro, a nice low-profile keyboard from the guys over at Razer. And honestly, I really want to see what this is all about because, I mean, up to this point, it's really been Logitech kind of owning the space, like from the bigger manufacturers with their G915. So I got some high expectations for this. Let's check this out. And here we have the box for the keyboard, looking so good. Of course, here's the back, and if you want to see what's there, just go ahead and pause the video. Now it comes with a micro USB-C cable, and you're gonna get a USB-C extender cable, you know, so that way you can reach wherever you need to go. And of course, the keyboard itself. Ooh. Oh man, this keyboard is nice. Oh my god, a nice smooth feel on this. Like, this is primo. Oh my god, and these buttons, they're not like super smooth. They have like the tiniest little bit of texture on it. But what's crazy about it is, if I compare it to one of those other keyboards, the other one that I won't name, those things, those keycaps feel like cheap, like shiny things on this. But this is nice. Oh man, look, oh, the rivets too. Oh man, this is nice. That it is. Now on the back of the keyboard, you're gonna find the Bluetooth switch, so that way you can pick one of 3 Bluetooth devices you can pair. The scroll wheel has a nice rivet to it where you can feel each movement. You also got the legs in the back to increase the height. 2 different options you actually have. And you got a nice little cubby on the back to keep your USB dongle nice and safe whenever you gotta take it on the go. Okay, look, all right, so far this is a really nice keyboard, but it's time to take it to the lab so we can run some tests on it and really check it out. So let's go. So for our first test, we're going to be taking a look at the measurements on the keyboard. And you're going to see it's about 5.5 tall with 7 2/8 width. Now this keyboard is nice and dense, and you can definitely tell sitting at 761 grams, which is about 1.7 pounds. Being that it's a nice low profile keyboard, you're going to see that even from the smallest section, which is going to be at the front of the keyboard, this is sitting at about 12 millimeters at the front. Now in the largest part of the keyboard, which is the back side, you're going to see that this is about 17 millimeters. Now, of course, one of the biggest differences you're going to see with a low profile keyboard, if you've never used one before, is the small amount of travel distance that's going to be spaced in between the keys and the board, which sits at about 4.7 millimeters. Okay, that's a really nice low profile keyboard. Good job, Razer. Keep it up. Now this keyboard is nice and solid. You can see how I'm pressing it in, trying to see if it can budge. And most keyboards, you're going to see some kind of flex, some kind of movement. But with the aluminum board that they have over here, it is just solid all the way through. Now, of course, for the sound test. Now, this is a nice and quiet keyboard. You rarely see it go over 70 decibels. Man, that's so far this keyboard is impressing me. So let's go ahead and do the fun part, which is try it out in some games. Let's go. For the first line of business, it is time to clear our play space and move this big chunker of a keyboard out and get our nice low profile keyboard in. In our play test, I'm going to be using the Razer Basilisk V3 mouse for most of my playtime over here, but I want to try to connect the Razer Naga wireless mouse because this keyboard is now going to allow me to use one dongle in order to use two products at the same time. So I want to actually see how that works, and you know, if it's an easy process. So let's check that out before we get into the games. And here we have the Razer Synapse software. A great part of it is any of the keys that you want, you can set it to be what you want. So if you want something to be your macros, you can do that. You got your gaming mode, so that way you don't have those mistakes in presses. And we have our pairing utility, which we'll come back to later because I want to check out the rest that's here. So you obviously have brightness, lightning, how you want to set it up, and all the different options as far as what lighting effects you can do. But I tend to leave it in advanced effects, so that way you get the extra chroma effects on there. Of course, power saving modes, but let's get into the actual pairing at this point. Now I'm trying to find it. Unfortunately, it did not work. So I'm like, what the hell happened? So I plugged in my mouse and I realized there was a firmware update. And of course, you got to go through the steps, get it all ready to go. And of course, you're eventually going to get that success. Now, going back to it, it definitely paired. And we are happy over here that it is showing up. So one dongle for two devices is a go. Now it's ready for some games. And of course, you know, I had to throw in some of that Apex Legends. And the greatest difference that I'm seeing with playing this is the fact that now I don't have too much strain on my wrist. I'm noticing that. And, you know, those are the type of things that gets you dubs in these games. The low profile red switches, which what I have over here, I have to say are fantastic feeling. Okay. So here's the truth on how I really feel about this keyboard. I think this keyboard is awesome. I really do. It took me a while to kind of get used to a low profile when I've been using kind of keyboards with the pads for so long, the wrist pads. But the reality is, I feel like I don't even need the wrist rests anymore. I'm used to it, and I like the nice lower profile. And in the end of the day, this saves so much more space on my desk, and compared to the things that I thought that I needed. I mean, I do like the number pad, so maybe some of you guys will enjoy having the version without the 10 keyless version, which, you know, that model's out there for you guys as well too. But the reality is, I mean, this keyboard is a winner all the way through and through. So if you were looking for a low profile keyboard, I honestly think this is the one, and this is gonna be my daily driver. So I don't know, man, but what do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are, because the reality is, this is an awesome keyboard, and I wanted to see if you guys were going for it too. So again, my name is Liquid Gamer Gear. Please feel free to follow the channel, and, you know, go ahead and leave a like too. So see you guys out in the next video. We out.